Hey guys, V. Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to be talking about time is of the essence. That's right. Time is of the essence. You know, our basic tagline with our program and how I live my life is think big, start now, grow fast. So can you see where that start now and time is of the essence kind of comes together? That's right. And so this is what we're going to be talking about through this video. So stay tuned to the end of this thing. So keep watching, because as we go through it, you're going to learn how important time is of the essence for you. Because I can only share about how it's been so important for me, and then you're going to be able to move forward and do the things you need to do. So if you like the video, let's smash the like button, but let's also subscribe. And then I want you, at the end of this thing, I want you to tell me, I want you to reach out, okay, in the comment section, in the DMs, and let me know what's holding you back. What is stopping you from being able to move forward? So let's get this thing rolling. Now, what do I mean by time is of the essence? Well, I learned this back when I was much younger, maybe younger even than you are today. You know, it comes from basically carpe diem, right? The Latin carpe diem. And basically what that's telling you is time is of the essence. What are you waiting for? Make it happen now. And basically where you find that also, that it's actually a legal statement put on the back of real estate contracts. Now, I don't know if it's still there. I think it is, because when I look at a real estate contract, it will typically, if you turn it over and you look at the small print, somewhere in there, it will state that time is of the essence. And that is really just saying to people in that contract that if you're supposed to perform on something, if you're supposed to be going to get a mortgage, if there's supposed to be an appraisal coming out there, there's no waiting around. You're supposed to do what you need to do in the time that is stated in the contract. So that if you didn't go and get an appraisal on the property and you wait till the last day, okay, of the contingency on getting an appraisal on that property, and then you go back to the seller, well, the seller say, hey, buddy, what the hell? Time is of the essence. You are supposed to perform. You're supposed to do. If you don't do, well, then don't expect any kind of like consideration. Now, that's what it's regarding in a real estate contract and in many other contracts. But what about in your life? What about what you're choosing to do? Now, is time of the essence when you go to work? No, not typically, right? Yeah, you get there on time, but then you get into the job, and the job is what? Well, it was pretty much whatever you were doing yesterday, right? And don't you kind of, in most cases, especially if it's a white-collar job, well, it doesn't matter white or blue, but because you're given a certain amount of tasks, and then you just perform those tasks. Now, somebody might say, well, you got to do it in a specific amount of time. Absolutely. But you have to understand that when people design your work schedule, when they design what you're supposed to do at work, typically, not always, but typically, it's designed from a standpoint of mediocrity. Do they design your work schedule based upon a high performance standard? Or do they, and at the same token, do they design it where maybe someone who's brain dead could do the job? Typically not. It's somewhere in the middle. And so then you start living your life in this almost like a sense of mediocrity, because that's how your life is designed, right? It's how when you go to work, what their expectation of you is typically not an expectation of high performance. It's not an expectation that you're going to get as much as you possibly can do done in one day. Now, I get it. There's people out there, they're under a lot of pressure, especially in the professions, things of that nature, medical, whatever, that are committed on a very high performance basis. But again, I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about those jobs, right? I'm not talking about the intern, the medical intern who's been working 24 hours straight. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the average person out there, the person who's listening to what I've got to say. And what you will find is that your life, from the time you get it going, basically from the time you go into college, it starts to dumb down. It starts to get to where it starts going in slow motion. You see, they just want everybody moving at a certain pace. You know, everybody's moving at that pace, right? And then as long as you're moving at that pace, then you're grazing like elephants graze, you know, in Africa or in India, and they just sit there and they graze along, or the buffalo or the cattle, and you're just there grazing along. They're getting the job done. You're doing enough work so that the company can benefit from your work. Then you got a job, and everybody's happy, and you get to go home, and you get to pay the electric bill, and you get to pay the gas bill, and you get to pay the mortgage and the cable bill and the water bill and the garbage bill, and then once a year, maybe twice a year if you're really lucky, you get to go on a vacation. And then when you come back to your life, then you start it all over again. Now, is that the life you want? If that is, then great. And I suggest you just turn this thing off and get on with it. But if you are thinking about how to do something different, if you've been thinking about how to be financially free, and when I say financially free, one of the vehicles I use is real estate, but it's not the only vehicle. So we'll be talking about that. But basically, if you want something more in your life, if you don't want to sit there and just go numb to the world, right? If you are waiting for the weekend, if you're waiting for Monday night football, if you're waiting for Thursday night football, if you're waiting for Sunday or Saturday collegiate, Sunday professional football, then I think you're getting numb to the world for the most part. Now, I'm not saying there's not some high performance people that are really into it. That's fine. But it's very hard to be high performance and spend a lot of time doing stupid shit. And I'm sorry if you think that I think that you watching, 4 or 5 football games a week when the season is in, that's stupid shit. But man, that is like the definition in the dictionary, because they are just sucking your time out. Again, it's another form of mediocrity. You're not out on the field. It's been so many years since you and your buddies went outside and threw a football. Yeah, you might do it at a party or something. Somebody throws a few times. I mean, that's what you're down to, man. So why do you want to live your life that way? Live it on a level that is at a level that is, above mediocrity. How far above mediocrity do you really need to be in order to succeed financially? Well, it's been my experience, you don't have to be too far. You just have to be a couple rungs on the ladder above everybody else. Now, does that make you better than everybody else? No, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. That's all bullshit. I'm talking about what you expect from yourself. You want to become financially free. Don't sit there and expect to be your wife is going to help you get financially free. If you want to become financially free, don't think it's on your kids to help you become financially free. Now, I get it. Maybe they're a professional athlete, whatever. Yeah, good luck with that. Nice ride. But how many of those parents are out there, right? Seriously. It's on you. It's not on your employer to change your life. He's just there to give you a job, make sure that your insurance is paid, make sure that they withheld the taxes, make sure that, they gave you the paycheck at the end of the week, or the automatic deposit, as you're used to now. The ACH gets dropped in. Congratulations. It's on you. There is no one else except you looking in the mirror and figuring out if that's a scary sight or if that's something in which you're moving forward on and you like what you see. Bottom line, it's not on anyone else. Are you getting the message? So it's not just, and it's only just not on you, it's on how quickly you're willing to move. So you've got to do it, and then you've got to do it fast. Why? Because it's very easy to get stuck in the mud. Did you ever run through mud? I remember when I was a little kid, and there was this area that was really muddy. We didn't know. I ran through it. What did I end up doing? I ended up losing my shoe in the mud. That next step is a bitch, because that means your foot's going in the mud. So if you're stuck in the mud, you got to reach back, grab your shoe, and get the hell out of the mud and start moving forward in your life. That is the only thing you can do. You can watch this stuff. It's called edutainment. This was coined years ago. So if you're watching this video, okay, and you're saying, yeah, this is really interesting. I know he's got something to say, yeah, and whatever. But you are not moved to move forward. You don't see a reason to move forward, and you're just watching this, then you're just doing it for entertainment. You're just wasting your freaking time. Again, it's no different than, than watching sports. And there's lots of people out there. I mean, the self-help community, the positive mental attitude, the Tony Robbins, all these kind of guys that are out there trying to help you change your life. And there's people who just eat that shit up. They go to every conference. They read every book. They buy used to be buy the tapes. Then it was the CDs and the DVDs. Now it's the downloads, the digital downloads. They buy it all. They read it all. And they don't get off the damn couch. They don't get out of the chair. And if they do, it's for 15 minutes until the first person says to them, "Seriously? You think you can do that? What makes you so special?" Well, you could tell them that I said that you're freaking special, that you can do it, you can make it happen. It's on you. It's not on anyone else. And so you got to do it, and you got to do it now. That's where the time of essence comes in. Where the time of essence, it's if you don't do it yourself. And, I have these discussions from time to time with people, and I always use formula race drivers, right? The F1 series is becoming very popular now in the United States. Because I think it's called Drive to Survive on Netflix. It's one of the very best series. I think someone should watch that about once a month. And when you watch that program and you see the level of high performance these people live on a moment-to-moment basis, day to day, everybody involved in that team, from the principal to the driver, if they're not on their game, the whole thing goes down. In the one series, I think it was like last year, Haas Racing, they had two cars for the first time in, I don't know, years in the top 10. The driver, both drivers, they're having their best race. Both cars are finally working. To have two cars in the top 10 is pretty spectacular, especially when things have been going as bad as they were going for the Haas team for years. First car pits, gets into the pit. They put on the tire. They don't tighten the bolt. The freaking tire is wobbling as he's coming out of the pit. He has to drop out of he ends up where I think they had to redo it. By that time, the race passed him by. The next driver comes in. He pits the same freaking reason. They do the same freaking thing. So in one race, they went from having two drivers in the top 10 to where they both ended up way at the bottom. For the same reason. And why? Because the one guy that was changing the tires, he was new to the team. He was not properly trained. He obviously was not working at a high performance level. Everybody else was working at a high performance level, and he wasn't. Well, I'm telling you guys, you can't be that guy. You've got to be the guy that's working at the high performance level, that learns a new skill, that then knows how to use that skill. You got to gain the knowledge, you got to gain the experience, and then you put that to work. That's really the bottom line. Because what's happened to you is that you came out of college or you came out of high school, you got that job, maybe you're in your second or third job since you came out, you've resigned to what's going on. So if you're a truck driver, you're making between 60 and 100 grand a year, you're like, it's probably pretty good, except, AI is killing that industry pretty quickly. And so autonomous driving, which is going to come, or maybe you're doing something else, you're working in an office, whatever it is you're doing. The problem that you have right now is that you've resigned yourself that job is only going to make you so much money. You don't want to work more than 40 hours for the most part because it don't pay. Like I had a tenant one time said to me, he doesn't work on Saturdays because it don't pay to work on Saturdays because they took more money out of for taxes. What can I tell you? You can't, there is no understanding of stupid. So don't be stupid. If your job is at a dead end, then get a different job or use the job to get yourself to the next level. In order to do anything, you have to have a basic income to start. I will never tell you not to go out and have a job. You need a job in the beginning to start. You need a paycheck. Why? Because it gives you the ability to pay back a debtor, a loan, a creditor. They will then extend you credit. They will extend you money so you can go do what rich people do. You can go do what wealthy people do. They buy assets. They buy assets that produce income. Then they improve those assets to produce more income. That's it. You got it all. Now, yes, it can be broken down in many different aspects. In other words, what kind of real estate, what kind of business, what are you buying, how are you financing it, what are the terms, all that stuff. Yes, it's all knowledge based. But first, understand the concept. It starts with time is of the essence. There's several months left in this year, and in this year is going to be over. And all that, what happened is just a freaking memory. And now you're going to be another year older. No one gets younger. We all just get older. And so then what is next year going to look like? Because what you're going to do next year is going to be completely based upon what is happening today. Not just listening to me, but reading the books, right? Listening to the videos, getting the knowledge, because it's here, guys. It's here. Maybe it's not in real estate right now. There's a slowdown in real estate. Yes, we know interest rates have gone through the roof, right? All blah, blah, blah. We've talked about it many times, all the reasons why it's kind of tough right now in real estate, but there's still bargains out there. But what do I tell you to do now? Apply the principle of time is of the essence. Carpe diem. Why do I say that? Because you can go out there, you could be looking at open houses. You could be seeing what's going on. You could be on Zillow. You can be, be looking at your realtor Google feed. All these things you can be doing to learn, get a knowledge base of the marketplace in which you're in, because their opportunity will come. Now, you might say, well, is it going to, how do I make money if rates are not at 2.5% or 3%? You'll figure it out. There's always been money. Only one time in history that I know of interest rates got down to 2.5% on a 30-year mortgage. So you're telling me that except for the last 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, nobody made money in real estate before that? I was making money in the 90s when the interest rates were 7.5%, 8%. They'd come down. Yes, when they were 16.5% in 1982, 81, 82, was it pretty much game over for a while? Absolutely. But did they stay there? No. But they did create opportunities because they create disruption. And there's always opportunities. Now, by looking and keeping your eyes open and seeing what you see, you might actually come across something that's fantastic. That's what what we talk about. There's death, divorce, bankruptcy, job dislocations. Sometimes these things create opportunities even when, there's nothing else going on. So you always got to keep your eyes open. You just never know. But am I actively telling you go out there and buy a lot of real estate right now and put a lot? No, but figure it out. Time is of the essence when it comes to learning, when it comes to getting experience, when it comes to maybe working part-time for a property management company, getting some on-the-job experience. If you could switch your employment, depending on how much money you make, and you can go work at a property management company and you want to be in real estate, does it get any better? You're going to be dealing with the tenants, the toilets, and the termites. Isn't that fantastic? You know why I say that? Because that's the money. When I walk into a property and it's rank because either what was going on in there before, or old food in the refrigerator, or spilling of the beer on the floor and the place is a wreck, that's when I say to myself at times, and I'll tell the person next to me, I'll say, you smell that? They'll say, yeah, it's awful. Oh, no. I'm smelling money. I'm smelling opportunity. Now, does that mean I buy every piece of shit that's out there? No. Have some discernment. Know your numbers. Know what an opportunity is and what crap is. Don't buy crap. Sometimes crap smells like crap. I should say it this way. Crap always smells like crap. But sometimes opportunity smells like crap. And you just got to get past the smell, because that smells money. And I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what you're talking about. There's always opportunities. Right now, there are trillions and trillions of dollars worth of opportunities in the form of small and mid-sized businesses in every category. We've talked about this, right? More in further detail in other videos, that these people are retiring. They're the baby boomers. They're the older baby boomers. They're not even the 65-year-olds. They're the 76-year-olds. They're coming to the end. They're carrying these people out of very successful businesses, and they have no legacy plan for the business. No one's taking over that business. Half these businesses will close. So why not be the person that's buying that business? Why not? And a lot of these businesses come with owner financing because the banks won't finance them, but there's hard money out there under the right terms. There is owner financing. There's always a reason not to do something. There's always a reason that says, oh, I need to think about this more. I need to ask 15 more people because the last 15 told me this or that. Get past that bullshit, because that's what it is. You have to be able to make the decision. Know what vehicle you want to drive. If it's a Formula One car, then you better get into F1 racing. If you want to roll up and start buying plumbing companies, well then, hey, That's your vehicle. If you want to buy electrical companies, that's your vehicle. If you want to buy real estate, if it's residential, if it's distribution centers, if it's apartment buildings, whatever that is, figure it out and then start to apply the principle of time is of the essence. Because once you do that, it'll start affecting your entire life. You will be done saying, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. You'll just get it done today. Now, I am the biggest procrastinator that God ever created. I'm not kidding you. That's just the way I am. Now, I've told you how I've gotten around that procrastination. There's two ways I've gotten around that procrastination. One is I will put in more hours than anybody you possibly know. I don't give a shit how many hours I have to work. And a lot of times I'm working a lot more hours because of my procrastination. So that's on me. But I will still put in the hours. But I've gotten around that by hiring more people and putting more people on the bus. Did you ever hear that metaphor? You've got the bus, it's your business. You got to fill the people to the proper seats on the bus. So then I've got people that I turn to. Like they just got done with my taxes and I got to sign them. So I said to my CFO, would you take a look at the tax return from the accountants? Looks really good. I'm smiling, but I want to make sure that someone that I trust is going to take a look at it and say, yeah, this looks pretty good. Or I'm just looking to see if he sees something I don't. And then I will sign the tax return. Now, not only do I not want to look at it, if I looked at it, I wouldn't even know what the hell I'm looking at. So hire someone that knows what they're looking at and who loves looking at it. Now, that's just me. That's just the way I am. Now, do I understand a P&L statement? You are damn right. Every company has a P&L statement, and they're all a little bit different. Understand your margins, understand your expenses, understand all these things. There are certain things you must learn, and you must learn, if you're in business, what a P&L statement is. Even Robert Kiyosaki says, the one thing you should understand is a P&L statement and a balance sheet. But a balance sheet's pretty easy. Just has assets and liabilities and what is the net worth of the business after that. But a P&L statement, that is the heart and blood of any business. I don't care if it's real estate. I don't care if it's a small business. You should be able to look at the one. You should be able to learn enough so that you can look at a P&L statement, no matter what it is, no matter what the company is, and be able to make some determinations if you understand the industry. Now, I digress. Got down that rabbit hole. Go fast. But hey, time is of the essence. So if you want to get into business, you want to start rolling up small businesses. Now, can you start a business? Absolutely. But to me, time is of the essence. I don't want to spend 20 years trying to build something. I want to buy something somebody else spent 20 years doing it, and they're going to finance me to do it. They're going to finance me to take over their business in which they have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising, hundreds of thousands of dollars building a reputation, hundreds of thousands of dollars, all this stuff. I get to buy it. I get to buy the damn thing, and they're going to finance it. How's that sound? Or I'll figure out another way to finance it if I really want the business. But time is of the essence. What are you going to do? Wait around 2 more years? No. Figure it out today, right? It's that old figureitout.com. Isn't that what YouTube's all about? Figure it out. They should have just named it that. Because if you figure it out and you apply high performance skills and levels of work to a time of the essence mindset, you are going to succeed. Is there going to be tough times? Absolutely. Are there going to be times when you feel exhausted? Absolutely. But you got to just drive through it. Take the break. Take the 15 minutes. No different than the guy who just sprints the 100-yard dash. Does he sit there? He sits there and he has to catch his breath. Or the lady has to catch her breath. Yes, there are moments where you're going to have to take the break. But let's first put in the freaking work and then take the break. And the break should always come on the back of something that you did that was good, that you felt good about, that you felt like as if this is a moment where I can pull back for 5 minutes and take that break. Don't take that break based upon the fact that you're down and out, that you think that you're banging your head against the wall. That shit's not going to fly, because then you can't figure out whether you're running away from it or you're actually taking a break. Take your breaks based upon levels of success. Then the only way you know levels of success is because in your business plan, in what you're doing, I don't care what you do, you need a business plan. And in their business plan should be measurable goals, things that you're going to achieve. And when you achieve those goals, yes, that's a moment when you could take a deep breath for 5 minutes and then get right back into it again. That's really the bottom line. So I want you to take what you heard here. I want you to apply Time is of the essence. Carpe diem, no other time than today. Don't wait till tomorrow. I don't care if you have to, if time is the essence for you is you're going to click on another video and you're going to watch another video. But don't be clicking on 20 videos, 30 videos. Don't do a damn thing. Just click on videos every day. Then you're just, you're just edutainment. Let's not only learn something, you've got to apply. You have to do. And then the time will come when you can put people on the seats on the bus that will also then help you accomplish what you do. Yes, we all start out by ourselves, right? We're born alone, I hate to tell you, and you die alone. I don't care how many people in that room, when you're on the bed and you're the only one that's not going home. Now, you might be going home to heaven, hopefully, but you're not one going back to your bed. Everybody else is at the end of the day. So it's on you. You're the one who makes the difference. So let's get out there. Let's make it happen. Think big. Start now. Grow fast. V. Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur. Smash the like button. Leave some comments. Tell me if you're having a problem with this, why you can't move forward. Let me know. I'm happy to reach back out to you. I'm happy to try to help you. Talk to you soon.